I get it. I'll catch that guy.
CMPD officers chased James Yarbrough for about 4 minutes after he took off running from a traffic stop last March. It took multiple officers to catch him. This is what happened when they did.
Stop! I will kill you.
That's a gun on the left side of the screen, pressed to Yarbrough's head, and an officer threatening to kill him.
I will kill you.
The only thing I did wrong that day was run. That is the only thing I did wrong that day.
Do you regret doing that?
Yes, yeah. I regret running.
No, hey, come here.
Police stopped a car Yarbrough was a passenger in because they say it was connected to a string of larcenies. Yarbrough, who's been convicted 3 different times on federal firearms charges, says he ran because he knew the driver of the car had a gun. Something he says he didn't want to be pinned on him.
Put your hand behind your back.
But he says he wasn't expecting the force officers used when they finally caught him.
That moment felt like, it felt like it might have been my last day.
Yarbrough and the officers struggled for another 3 minutes after the gun was put to his head. The video shows officers punching and elbowing him in an effort to get his hands behind his back until, at one point, an officer points out Yarbrough can't move because of the 4 men on top of him.
Guys, Dunham, you have to come up so he can get it back there. He's not going anywhere.
That has all of the features of excessive use of force.
We showed the video to attorney Jake Sussman, who represents clients in police brutality cases. Sussman said this body cam video would make for a compelling case in court that officers used excessive force.
I think you show that to 12 people on the street, they would certainly think that there was a problem. It certainly seems like that was an unreasonable use of force.
You and the department stand behind Officer Dunham's behavior in that video.
We do.
But the police say otherwise. Major Stella Patterson heads the department's internal affairs unit. She says the officers in the video didn't do anything wrong.
When you look completely at the totality of circumstances, you have to ask yourself, was that reasonable in that situation? And based on everything, it was reasonable.
It's reasonable for a police officer to take his pistol and put it up against the temple of someone's head and say that they'll kill that person?
Depends on the situation. You have to look at it in totality.
When you went to the police academy, were you taught that it's appropriate or okay to press your gun up against someone's head and say, I will kill you?
I don't know that we were taught to press the gun up against somebody's head. We were taught that you could point the weapon, and we see that Mr. Officer Dunham does that in the video.
That's hard to swallow. People die as a result of that. People are manhandled as a result of that. And that is, whether that's training, whether that's culture within the department, it's terrifying.
What would you say to those police officers who were on the ground with you that day?
Nah, I don't know what I'll say to him. I really don't.
Would you say what happened to you was justice?
No.
What
No.
would you call that?
A beating.